Escape. That's Rupert Holmes. Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. This is your story. I wanted to remind everyone out there that this is, in fact, your story. All of this. That's what's so wonderful about this whole concept, this manifesting, right? Especially if it's maybe you're trying to manifest the love of your life, a specific person, maybe get your ex back. Maybe you're looking for a new car, new job, new life, new home. All these things are possible because, again, it's your movie. It's your story. And I think a lot of us kind of get caught up in the minutia of it. We get so focused on one little scene, one little aspect. Not really a scene, right? Because maybe if it's your specific person, that's a little more than a scene. It's quite a good chunk of the love story in your movie, maybe, right? But it's still not the entire movie. So we have to remember a lot of times that we're creating this as we go, right? What we thought maybe a week ago may not be exactly how we think now. And that's the beauty of it. You always have new scenes, much like any movie. I'm going to ask this too. How many of us have seen movies where maybe a scene was bad, or maybe something kind of bad happens within the movie? It's like, oh, that's horrible, and it grips you. Maybe someone dies in the movie, right? And it's a really sad part of the movie. But then this love story blossoms, right? And by the end of it, you're crying tears of love and just happiness, and you're like, oh, he's such a no, right? Those are the times where we can have moments in our lives where maybe we're thinking bad, maybe we had some bad thoughts, maybe we said something or did something that felt out of character, maybe we hurt someone's feelings, maybe we snapped on somebody that we didn't mean to snap on. You have to understand that sometimes while we're creating these movies, these scenes, this manifesting that we're doing, we're imagining from the end, right? And kind of taking a whole story that comes with this particular manifestation. Sometimes there are definitely going to be scenes that maybe didn't play out the way you wanted. Much like in the movie when that person dies, oh, it's horrible. That's horrible. It made me cry. It was very sad. Made me think of grandma. It was a very, very sad, horrible part of the movie. But as you get through and as you see how that death actually is what brings the love story together, right? They're in church together for the funeral, and then they glance over at each other, and it's that moment, it's that look in the eyes, that connection that starts things moving in the right direction. Sometimes that comment we may make when we afterwards, we're like, I can't believe I just said that. Maybe that comment needed to be said. Maybe the results of that comment create something down the road that's going to benefit you in some weird kind of random way. The way things play out, and I kind of talked about this recently, I know, but it's just such an awesome topic, and I want to try to hit it from a separate angle. Yes, of course, there's going to be those times where scenes aren't good per se, but this is our movie to create, so keep imagining the outcome, the movie, the love story. Keep working towards your outcome, the result you're looking for. Keep spending the time doing the manifestation because you see it. I mean, if you're in the letting go, let go, again, all these different variants of it. I've had a lot of people ask me, though, if I let go, am I still allowed to think of them? Well, yeah. I mean, you're just not constantly focusing on them. It's not a ritualistic effort, but maybe it's one of those things that every few hours, maybe they pop into your head. Yeah, maybe they're popping into your head because they're thinking of you. Perfectly okay. It's, in fact, wonderful because this, again, is part of our movie. So as long as we're imagining multiple scenes, as long as we're imagining when we get to go sailing, maybe sailing with our specific person, maybe it's a sailboat you're trying to manifest, right? Whatever the case is, creating this movie, this outcome with the sunset and the hair blowing, at least in my case, I'm imagining a woman, but maybe it's a guy with his, bulging biceps, whatever, is, hunkered over and he's just, whatever your little fantasy is. Make your movie. Create your outcome. And if something happens that you don't like, don't worry about not being able to have another scene that follows. That's my whole point behind all of this. You're not necessarily stuck in this rut that maybe you got in today. That's part of the story. The power that you initiated over yourself when you got yourself out of the rut is a strength that's going to be used down the road, I assure you. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. See the movie as the big picture. stop necessarily focusing on each little scene and going, that's it, that scene sucked, this movie blows. When in reality, yeah, that scene sucked, but the scene before was rocking, the scene after was rocking. It's a good scene. It works. It worked in the context of the movie. Don't get bogged down when the crazy things happen. Don't let it shoot you in the side of the, kick you in the side, like I've said before. Use it as an opportunity to, maybe identify issues, right? It's that part where the character is a little dynamic, right? And the character changes through the movie. A lot of us are experiencing that, right? Our character development is happening. Maybe the same with the other love story, the other aspect of it. Maybe they're changing as well because there's interactions that are occurring. Again, it's our story. Paint your picture. Take out your brush daily or nightly. Nightly's fun too because you can just kind of ask for what you'd like to experience during the day. But someone commented the other day, they're like, I work crazy hours and as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out. Well, okay, that's cool. Then do it when you wake up. I mean, as long as you're doing it, spend some time every day. If you're coming up with reasons why you can't, it's not important enough, and certainly you're not trying very hard because everyone, no matter how crazy your world is, everyone can fit 30 seconds, a minute, a couple minutes, 5 minutes. Everyone can do it. That's why I talk about the shower because it's one of the few places where most of us are generally left alone, right? Maybe not always. Maybe you got that kid poking his hand and going, hey, mommy, can I get the soap? However that plays out. Again, our story, our context, what we choose to do with each scene is still our story. And if it's something you want to change, well, shoot the scene again. We've definitely all seen movies where one scene they show up, right? It's like maybe the first date with the couple and the love story. And something weird happens and it's not looking like they're going to get back together. And they separate and it's bad. And then a little bit of time passes and they call each other again. They bump into each other again. Maybe that's when they show up at the funeral, right? When grandma dies. So that whole context, everything matters. It all wraps up together. When we take things out of context, it doesn't mean the same. When you look at that funeral scene, when they made eye contact, that in and of itself means nothing. But when you have the context of knowing that was after that crazy weird date where something strange happened, but the fact that they're now like acknowledging each other, and it kind of says a lot more, right? It's not just two people looking at each other at a funeral. Well, okay, whatever. Make sure you understand that our stories are that complex, and that's what's beautiful, and that's why they say it's a journey. It's not the destination, I assure you. The destination's wonderful. Yes, you'll get whatever your manifestation is, but then what are you going to manifest next after that? And I apologize for all this background noise. They decided they were going to do tree trimming in my community today, and I was trying to time this quickly, so while the thing was not near me. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short here, but again, our story, our movie, make the best of it and understand that it's within context. When we micro-focus, when we look at the little individual moments by themselves and forget to put them within the context of the big picture, oftentimes you're missing the point of the movie. You're missing the movie. You went to the bathroom and missed an important scene, right? That's kind of how we need to start looking at it. Yeah, we're going to have some interesting moments. We'll redo it tomorrow. You've always got a chance to redo your behavior. And on top of that, you always have a chance to continue on your movie, to continue in the direction you're looking, to continue making the difference that I know you can. I hope this helps. Hope it makes sense to everybody. Going to be going out with an awesome song that I truly, truly just loved when